Welcome to this live. Come on here, guys. Come and meet me by the river. And, let us talk, let us talk, let us talk. All right, would definitely love to hear from you. So come on in, guys. Come on in. And let me just take a moment to share this live as well. So lots to talk about here. So come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. And, welcome to the Voices in Education. All right. Would definitely love to hear from you in the context of, this conversation for sure. All right. So welcome. So just waiting for persons to come on in so that we can have a good conversation here. This one won't be long. All right, so we definitely need you to come on in and let us talk. So once you're in the chat there, let me know. All right, let me know. And of course, we're going to have the live call-in as well. And again, would love to hear from you. Kansi, welcome. So you're here, Justin. All right, wonderful, guys. So hit the like button. I promise you that, we need to talk by the river. So while we have a little light here, we're going to get this conversation going for sure. So by now, you know that, Oblique Seville won last evening at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. So we want to talk about, a little bit of that and also some other performances. But I suspect that maybe, Oblique and, Lyles conversation might, take up this one. But I want to quickly go to some clips that I want to play here just to share some post-race, comments that, were shared from both Seville and Lyles. All right. It was a fantastic run from both athletes, not disappointing. And especially Seville, I know it was fantastic. And if you heard in the National Stadium, like, the noise, the cheers, it was definitely fantastic. And, something that, a lot of persons are still talking about and will talk about for a very long time. All right. But as you can see from how things, were going, all right. So with that 9.82 seconds run there from Oblique, he defeated the favorite. And Noah Lyles, of course, was the favorite for that 100 meters. And if you even look at how the event was promoted, it was promoted, with him and not necessarily, seeing Lyles there. And so that is pretty much that. And so Lyles, again, finished, fantastic, 9.85 seconds. And Ferdinand Omaniala of Kenya, all right, finish in the number 3 spot there, 10.02 seconds. And Kansi saying, I'm proud of my Jamaican. All right, young Bolt right there. So let us go. I have a couple clips or a few clips here. So we want to start with Lyles here first. And then I'll go to Seville. And I believe I have another one from Lyles. So we're going to try and see how best we can get these ones, up and ready for you. So let's go to the first one, and I need to pin that WhatsApp number in the chat, but let's go. 9.85 tonight. You put on a very good show. Just point zero personally. Yeah. You seem as if you were not satisfied with your performance tonight. Tell us about it. I was satisfied with the performance. I was disappointed in the gunman. I mean, none of us were even set. Half of us weren't even set before the gun went off. And that's very disappointing to see, but overall, the race was great. Now, I came out here, I ran exactly what I thought I was going to run, anywhere faster than 988. And, just today it just wasn't where the win was, Your first legal sub-10 this season, how does that put you instead for the rest of the U.S. Olympic? Yeah, it builds nothing but confidence. I'm seeing everybody else in the world, and
You know, me and Oblique is leading the world right now by leaps and bounds. So at this point, I'm walking into USA. It's like, y'all better put something on your chest before I cave in your chest.
All right, all the best, Noah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, in terms of your execution, though, during the race, mentally, where were you throughout?
After I kind of got rid of that blip, after the gun was fired, I mean, I had to say, you know, I'm in this. I have to go. There's no second gun, so I have to treat it like it's my all. So I went out there and I did exactly what I was doing in the back. You know, I felt like I executed everything from the 40. You know, I might have got a tad long in the last 10 meters, but you know, when you're chasing, you know, you tend to do that. So I got to get back to my old ways and making sure that I don't try and go chasing people. You know, I stay within myself in the last 10 meters. And, you know, it's always good to have competition because that's the type of energy that it brings. You know, it points out your weaknesses so you can go back and fix them.
Speaking about the competition, Oblique, it was an impressive run by him.
Yeah. I think everybody's been kind of waiting for him to do that. You know, we saw him run a bunch of 986s in the rounds back in at World Championships. You know, a lot of people, including myself, was expecting them to probably grab a medal at Budapest, and even going back to 2022. You know, we were expecting that as well. So, you know, I kind of knew that these next few races he was going to drop something. You know, he's already been PRing in the 200 and in the 400. So, again, it was expected to see something come up.
Does it feel like a rival both of you now since a race on his own?
How many other people have beat me once? How many other people have lost me many? All right, let's leave it there. All right.
All right, so Lyles there, Justin, I see you trying to pull my leg, but the context right now doesn't allow us to show this on screen. But so that was Lyles there, and something that is significant and that I want to put out there to you guys. He said that pretty much that the starter, you know, he was very quick in terms of after the set position. You know, a lot of persons wasn't really set in the block. So would definitely love to hear from you in that context as well. All right, and you know, for sure. So let's listen to Oblique right now.
Tell us about what you're feeling about the execution of this race tonight.
Well, me and my coach was working on the execution throughout the week and the past month, and coming out here and get a good execution, show that the work that they have put in paid off.
Last year you were missing in action, this year you're in action. Tell us how you feel, putting on a big show like this in front of this crowd.
Well, it's a tremendous feeling because, as I said, last year because of injuries, I didn't compete. But for this year, I'm actually happy that I compete and get a personal best and win in front of my Jamaican fans.
Speaking about injuries, Seville, one of my complaints or concerns is that you don't compete enough on the European circuit. Will we see any of that from you this year?
Well, yes, of course, but me and my coach will decide as to that.
Yeah, because you need to compete against your competitors, and they are the ones on the Diamond League and so forth. We're not seeing you there.
Well, it's not really my fault, it's just because...
And guys, I want you to tell me about this journalist. Like, seriously, I had issues with this journalist, you know, when he was, you know, suggesting whatever here to Oblique. And I am just wondering if that level of professionalism, perhaps somebody is new, I'm not sure who is this, if it's somebody from the Gleaner, but I'm going to try to just bring it back for you to just listen to this journalist here again.
You don't compete on the European circuit.
In front of my Jamaican fans.
Speaking about injuries, Seville, one of my complaints or concerns is that you don't compete enough on the European circuit. Will we see any of that from you this year?
Well, yes, of course, but me and my coach will decide as to that.
Yeah, because you need to compete against your competitors, and they are the ones on the Diamond League and so forth. We're not seeing you there.
Well, it's not really my fault. It's just because whenever it's time for me to compete on the circuit, I always have issues like injury problems and stuff, which I don't get to compete on the circuit. So it's not really my problem personally.
So you're not afraid of flying? It's not like that?
No, it's not. I'm definitely not afraid. It's just because of the injury, and I don't know why. When it's time for me to compete at the Diamond League or a specific race, something always happens. So I'm happy that I compete against Lyles because the first time I competed with Lyles last year was the World Championship Finals. And coming out here running against him in my country is good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All All right, so I'm not too sure what that journalist was about there. The young man pretty much told you, about his injuries, and then you were there saying, "Oh, we're not seeing you in Europe, and you need to compete against your competitors." And not too sure what the situation was like there. All right, so I need to find another one. This one is coming from the Observer. In terms of Lyles here, and I am going to play it so that you can have your say given what he was sharing here. All right, so let us try and go to Lyles here. All right, so
I'm perfect. I feel great. I feel ready to run. I feel ready for everything that's moving on from here. Ready to go to the Olympic trials. All my best races happened after the second round, but 85, I'm never going to be upset with that. My coach came here saying that I'm in PR shape, running 985. I'm perfectly fine with that.
So what do you think about the track? The track is
fast. The gun is faster. That needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Next time that'll be a different story.
Last year you was in a better position in the first place, but now you're in the second place. So you feel it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. I say every year, when I get beat, y'all gonna be scared as shit. That's next time you see me. Yeah.
all right, so there was Lyles with that expletive. All right, so we love to hear from you in the context here. And okay, that's just pretty much the race there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin the WhatsApp number in the chat. So if you'd like to give us a call, you can definitely give us a call. Would love to hear from you. And this one, to give us a call. Okay, this one is a quick live. So Kansi, I see you in the chat there. Would love to hear from you. And Justin, if you're still here, would love to hear from you as well. So, or anyone else here, would love to hear from you. So it's the same number. The WhatsApp number is pinned in the chat there. Mats Morgan, welcome. Thanks for liking. All right, guys, so would love for you to join in this conversation and let us know what your views are in the context of Oblique Seville. And even if you're just excited and you want to say you're just happy for the win, that is fantastic too. Would love to hear from you. All right, so welcome guys. And as you pop in and out, please remember to hit the like button, share button, and the subscription button as well. So let me see who is going to call. Again, the WhatsApp number is on screen. All right, just to let you know too. Okay, Justin is sharing here, Paris is going to be awesome. And that is fantastic. And if you look on the thumbnail, perhaps you're not seeing that, but Noah Lyles, upon seeing I guess persons, they're going to do screen grabs of pretty much Oblique Seville. He started to shut down as he got closer to the finish line, and he was looking over like, "I will Lyles there, I him there." This is like, he was pretty much, by his expression, I would say, making a statement like, come on, this is my town, this is my stadium, like, how dare you come here, wanting to set record, like, so when you look at the run, when you look at the attitude, him turning around and just looking for Lyles, and Lyles was running really hard, but I realized that there is something more in the tank there for Seville. And so upon seeing that screen grab, Lyles was pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, I'll remember this, see you in Paris, Seville." And so Lyles is seeing that, and Jamaicans, when they're ready to put out the things they're going to put out the things. And so in that context, I like this intensity, this kind of build up. It gives us much to look forward to in Paris. And so, that is exciting. And it's also exciting to see the men's side of track and field, eating up. So, since the Bolt era, they're Johan Blake, pretty much tried to maintain that, but unfortunately not working out as expected. And so, it was pretty much the lack of competition. So now, people would have said, oh, Lyles is going to take it. So now we see little competition. So we're kind of wondering, okay, Oblique is putting his name in this conversation. All right, he has always been there, but perhaps not able to get that well-deserved, medal. Fourth in Olympic Games, fourth in the World Championship. So I guess now we're saying, listen, it's time. It's time, and we want to see if it is really time. And so Seville, as well as Lyles, they'll go through their respective, trials, national trials, and then we'll see, what happens in the context of them getting to the Olympic Games. So that for sure is very, exciting. All right. One thing though, and I suspect that Seville did this because he felt that he had control over this race. I would want to see Seville just run to the line, not looking back, not trying to call whomever, but just go straight to the line. And I suspect that, he won't do this in the Olympic Games, and so I would love to see that because, if he had done, perhaps we would see like a 9-7, guys. A 9-7 would be in this, if he had not, shut down and, doing all that, looking around, wondering, oh, where is he? May I show you, say, I'm my place this. Don't come here, come try if you come, But, all in all, Jamaicans still love Lyles, but, Jamaicans are going to love them own. And, and that is just the reality of the situation. And so, what Seville is saying, and he's such a humble person. But, I'm just speaking. He did not literally say these words, but I'm just looking at his body language, just looking at the screen grabs and like, Seville is there. You don't try this here. What you talking about? Coming here to come set which record? Like, what are you talking about? And so, again, it was fantastic to see Seville, and it shows too that the work that Seville is putting in, this season is paying off. The 400, the 200, and so with that kind of, background work, that should perhaps, we're seeing that, translated into his 100 meters. So fantastic there. Fantastic. So guys, you're here. We can do better with the likes as well as the subscriptions, and let us see who is going to give us a call. The WhatsApp number is in the chat there. It's pinned in the chat, and we have a few minutes here, so this won't be a very long live, so would definitely love to hear from you. All right, so another world leading time was also set by Jaden Ebert, and in the triple jump, and Ebert is still a junior and he's doing fantastic. So I'm just looking in the chat here to see if I'm missing anyone's comment, and doesn't look that way. So Ebert is doing very well. All right, and I suspect that he wants the world record, and perhaps will go for it. And one of the things last evening when we were there, live, and just giving, providing live updates, when we saw Jaden's performance, we were like, okay, well, this is the performance of the night so far, right? But then when Seville, came with such a performance, I was like, understanding Jamaicans, Seville would get that if we were to run a vote to say, what is the performance of the night. And you can put it in the chat too. Let us test it here. What would you say was the performance of the night there in Jamaica at the National Stadium? And a lot of persons would give it to Seville. So would love to hear from you in the chat here. What do you believe was the performance there at the Racers Grand Prix in Jamaica, the performance of the evening? Would love to hear from you. So that was fantastic in terms of seeing, Seville there, and for some people unexpected. For some people, they were just waiting for Seville to get back into things, and that happened. That happened last evening. Lyles in his pre-conference, in the interviews, and he was saying that he's going to break the record, and that would have been the fastest time run at the National Stadium. That was back in, I believe, 2012 by Oblique. I think it was 9.75 seconds, and he wanted to do that. And so when I look at that graphic, that picture that is making the rounds on social media, I'm like, Seville is saying, no, don't come here, come try that at Jamaica, no, not under my watch, where you there, man, where you there? So he was just looking around and just wondering, where are you? But Lyles was also sharing that the gun went off too quickly, and would love to hear from you guys in that context as well, if what you think about that. I don't want to say whatever, but would love to hear from you in that context of Lyles there for sure. So welcome guys. The chat is pretty quiet, and let me see if I'm missing anything. It doesn't look that way, and I hope you're enjoying this little view. I like it. So at points when I get the time to just stop here, I just do a quick update, because we're always on the go sometimes, and if it works here, then we just do what works to keep our community updated and to give you the opportunity to share with us as well. So welcome. And I'm going to quickly share with you some other results of the evening, which some of you might know already, but just waiting for this thing to come on up. But roll call, who is here? Let me see who is still here. Waiting to see who is going to answer the call. Roll call. Who is here? All right, so in the long jump for men, I'm just going to give you the top three. All right, Sean D. Thompson of Jamaica in the number 1 spot, then Tajay Gale of Jamaica in the number 2 spot, followed by Emmanuel Archibald of Guyana. So that was the long jump. All right, results there at the Racers Grand Prix in Jamaica. Over to the 400-meter hurdles for women. All right, Cheyenne, Salmon of Jamaica took that one, 55.41. Then in the number 2 spot, Cassandra Tate, 55.60 of the USA. Next, we have Rhonda White of Jamaica, 56.19. All right, so those are the times there. In the discus throw for men, Travis Michael of Jamaica took that, and that was 65.65. Then Alex Rose, 65.02. Then Reggie Jaggers 64.64 of the USA. All right, and over to the 400 meters for women. All right, so Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica took that in 50.86, and it's an Olympic game qualifying time there. Second, Lena Irby Jackson of the USA, 51.05. And then next, we have Charioki Young of Jamaica, 51.86. And okay, Mats Morgan is saying here in the chat that, he would love to hear, it would be nice to hear if other athletes share the views of Lyles regarding the start. For sure, that would be something that we could perhaps, look to see. So perhaps I need to do some more searching there over on social media to try and see, what that situation was. So just to say Ferdinand, for example, has anything there to share, Zarnel Hughes, that's a good one, Mats Morgan. And, that too would give us a sense of, where this could go in the context of, how we're looking at things here. So that's a good one. All right, in the 400 meters for men, Emmanuel Bambideli of Nigeria took that one, 45.49. In second place, Rashawn Clark of Jamaica, 45.57. And then we have Zandrian Barnes of Jamaica, 45.62. All right, so top three athletes there. In the high jump for men, all right, we have Raymond Richards of Jamaica, 2.20. Christoph Bryan, 2.20. And then Lushane Wilson, 2.20. So all Jamaicans there. All right, and over to the 200 meters for women, Lanae Tava Thomas of Jamaica, and this was a personal best for her, 22.36, and it's also a Olympic game qualifying time. All right, then we have Ashanti Moore of Jamaica in second, 22.74, season best there for Ashanti. Then we have Jodine Williams of Jamaica, 22.95, and that's a season best for Jodine as well. All right, so that was the 200. The triple jump for men. All right, Jaden Hibbert, 17.75, and it's a world leading jump, season best. It's also a meeting record, and it's an Olympic game qualifying jump. All right, next was O'Brien Wasom of Jamaica, 16.64, and it's a season best, followed by Jordan Scott of Jamaica, 16.06. All right, in the triple jump there. Over to the 200 meters for men. Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago took this one, 20.13, and it's an Olympic game qualifying time there. Then we have Ududi of Nigeria in second, 20.27, followed by Brian Level of Jamaica, 20.48, and that's a season best for Level. Over to the 100-meter hurdles for women. Welcome, guys. Hit the like button, comment in the chat. Chat is pretty quiet. The WhatsApp number is there in the chat. Give me a call. Would love to hear from you. Mats Morgan is saying, however, it is the athlete's responsibility to respond to the starter. All right, so Mats Morgan, give us a call if you can. All right, and the 100-meter hurdles, Devine Charlton of the Bahamas took that one, 12.64. It's an Olympic game qualifying time there. Yannick Thompson in second, 12.66. It's also an Olympic game qualifying time. Amoy Brown of Jamaica, 12.73, season best and Olympic game qualifying time. So guys, I believe the athletes, they have until the 30th, so June 30th, this month, to meet the Olympic qualifying time, all right, for their respective events. So that's a part of it there, all right, so just to let you know that. In the 110-meter hurdles for men, top three, Trey Cunningham of the USA, 13.12, season best Olympic game qualifying time met. And then next, Rashid Broadbell of Jamaica, 13:24 season best, Olympic game qualifying time met, followed by Michael Dixon of the USA, 13:26 season best, Olympic game qualifying time met there for Michael as well. And over to the 100 meters final for women. This was another fantastic run here. So Julian Alfred of St. Lucia took this one 10:78. It's a meeting record, it's a personal best, and it also meets the Olympic game qualifying time. So Julian Alfred there did fantastic in Jamaica. So to all the persons here from St. Lucia, big up, like fantastic. Congratulations to Julian. And second was Crystal Slowly, and this was a PB, and also the Olympic, it's an Olympic game qualifying time met for Crystal. And Crystal pretty much, ran at the Jamaica, the J3's Invitational, just I believe a couple of weeks ago, and she PB'd 11 seconds flat. To see her go sub 11 here is fantastic. New PB, a personal best. All right, and so that is also fantastic. So I believe for Crystal slowly but surely she's getting there, and she's one to look out for. All right, so Crystal slowly. Next in the third spot here, Sasha Lee Forbes of Jamaica, 11:05 season best, and it's also an Olympic game qualifying time. All right, so I want to just go to Kemba Nelson. She was placed 8, or as Jamaicans would say, dead last in the race, and she's Jamaican, 11:35. But I saw a tweet from her, and she was a bit disappointed, and I can understand. As I always say, athletes, when they show up to the start, they're not there to lose. Everybody shows up to win, and so Kemba, it's not over. All right, you just need to keep pushing, keep doing your best, and they say once you do your best, God will do the rest. And sometimes things, they have a season, and it doesn't mean that you cannot be successful if one season does not work itself out. All right, so sending some positive energy toward Kemba Nelson, and I trust that you have a circle around you that can support you, that can lift you up, and so I really hope that you will be okay. And guys, I always say that sometimes we don't understand the human side, the psychological effects, what some of these athletes they're going through. And so at this point, prize up for you, Kemba, to all the athletes, Jamaicans and global athletes. It's a lot that these athletes go through to put on a show for us. And so while we want to see them at their best, and sometimes we get upset, that's just the fans, that side of things. But that other side, in terms of the human side of things, we want to send some positive energy and best wishes there going to Kemba Nelson. All right, and it's just because of some tweets too. I've seen some tweets in the past, and I didn't like how they came across to me. I felt that she's going through a rough patch, and so sending some good energy, blessings and love to you, Kemba, and to all the other athletes. All right, but because I saw some tweets there, I just wanted to point that out. All right, you don't go there to lose, but sometimes when we're at the bottom, where can we go next? It means that we're gonna go up, right? And so there is light, there is hope All right, and that is what we want to send, to you, Kemba, some positive energy, and to all the other athletes, blessings and love. All right, so that was the 100 meters, and then for women, and then the last event was the 100 meters for men, and we all see Oblique Seville. And I guess for the persons who were on the live last evening, perhaps all you were hearing from me was Oblique Seville. I don't even know. Justin was like, I hear you, Miss Lee. I hear you. Seems like you had some pot cover over there. And I'm like, no, it's not time for the pot covers yet. We leave the pot covers for the Olympic Games. But Seville, fantastic. 9.82 world lead, meeting record, personal best, and Olympic qualifying time met. And then next, Noah Lyles in the number 2 spot, 9.85, and it's a season best, and Olympic game qualifying time met there for Lyles. In the number 3 spot, Ferdinand Omanyala of Kenya, so Lyles of the USA, 10.02. So this was the Lyles first, I guess, legal sub 10. So I suspect that the Jamaican track was a little bit fast last evening. And, I would say that Seville, based on what we saw from how we ran last evening, that there is still some more in the tank there for Seville. 9.7 is obviously there, based on how early he shut this one down. And so again, we want to see Seville running pouring to the line, right through the line, not looking left nor right. All right, we just want to see him going through, and I hope it was just this moment and we won't see that again, because I just want him to go. Don't focus on any athlete. Just do your thing, run your race, and understand that once you cross the line, you can do whatever you need to do there. Look for who you want to look for. All right, so let us take this call. Hello, this looks like Kansi. Hi.
How you doing? Good evening and happy Sunday evening to you. Or Sunday, is it Sunday night? Sunday
Yes.
night,
Happy Sunday evening, night, morning. I don't know where persons are watching from, but lovely to hear from you, Kansi. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sweetheart. I haven't called in a while because I've been busy.
That's okay. Life is like
But
that
I still
sometimes.
listen to you sometimes. I still listen. I love to listen to you.
Thank
You make me laugh.
Well, that's good. That's good when we can make life, a bit lighter.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. But I'm calling in because I am a very proud Jamaican. I've always been a very proud Jamaican. But I think my proudness went up yesterday a little bit.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I'm proud of my Seville. I'm proud of him. I follow that young man a lot. And I know he was going to put something out there very well. And had he not slowed down, he would have went further to 9.7.
I agree.
Yeah, but he slowed down. He just need to take it and run straight through, non-stop.
Right.
And the American would have nothing on him.
That's, yeah, I believe
I am
so.
very proud of him. The next one I'm watching is Blake. He's struggling a little bit, but I think he'll come back.
Which one of them, Akeem or Johan?
Yeah, Akeem Blake.
Okay.
Blake.
I worry about Akeem's start. Yeah, I worry about Akeem's start. I'm not too sure if it's more psychological as opposed to physical, because he's always trying to get out of the blocks really quickly, and sometimes it's as if he's tumbling out or he's false starting. So I am saying, perhaps the exposure that he's getting by now should kind of give him that confidence. But sometimes, as I said, that human side, just wanting to go really fast. So perhaps it's more, I am just assuming that maybe it's more psychological for Akeem. And once he
Right.
gets over that start very well, then we will see something fantastic from him, because I think he has a lot to offer too as well.
I know because I watch him when he runs, and to me his start is like Blake when Blake was young, and that's he have a very fast start. But Blake you stumble a lot from the blocks, and Akeem is showing that sign right now. I think it's just nervousness.
Yeah.
You know, when they're in Jamaica in at hometown, they do a totally different run from when they're overseas. You know, in front of all those people, and having people commenting negatively and sending you negative. I mean, you know, they're human. They do watch their social media and they read their WhatsApp and what have you. They see the comment and it kind of brings them down a lot. So, I mean, you know, I would suggest to the Jamaican people or their, you know, people who watch them in general, if you don't have something good to say to them or something positive to say to them to uplift them, don't say anything at all because it just tears them down and cause them to be nervous and kind of just want to give up on life, like what Christopher Taylor is going through right now. You know, it's kind of sickening. Jamaica have so much talent, and it's like when one take a dip, you know, the whole country just kind of push them away one side. It's not a good thing at all.
I get what you're saying in terms of, and that is why I say, like, fans are going to talk, right? But sometimes
Yeah,
we want to be respectful, and we want to understand
exactly,
too the human side, because even in our
exactly.
lives, you know, as persons, we don't always win all the time. We make mistakes,
Right.
you know. We're not perfect, and so that's just life. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. When we're down, we
You
want
lose.
that support system to get us back. But on the other side too, I understand that when it comes on to performance, you're going to have persons commenting. But again, you see, once it's respectful and you're kind of just commenting on the performance as opposed to trying to bringing down the person, then that's a
Right.
different thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, look, Blake for one, I think Johan Blake would have been one of the person to bring Jamaica back to from Usain Bolt left, but it's like all that negativity he's done, he's out, he's too old. I mean, Justin Gatlin run until he was how much almost 40 something years old. He just retired a couple of years ago, you know, and I didn't hear, I mean, you hear a lot of negative things about Justin, but that's what I'm using him as a reference to say that, you know, he had his problem. He was in a situation, and he if you don't have that support system behind you doing something like that you have to put your body through that kind of pressure, and you don't have a good support system, and then your country is not behind you 100%, it takes a toll on your body and it takes a toll on your mentality and it affects your performance. The Americans have their whole country behind them. No matter what is it that they do, no matter how many times they get tested for what have you, and they come out negative or positive, the country will never turn their back away from them. And that's why America have such good athletes because they push them and they push them to the point where they know that they can do it and they're there to back them 100%, no matter what. And that's what I want to see from my Jamaicans. Half of they're not getting that because they don't have that support system from the country of Jamaica.
Understand. And to be fair to Blake, he has been plagued with injuries as well. And
Yeah,
and
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 that's
so,
not helping either,
yeah.
you know.
And so that for
You
him
know,
is unfortunate too.
but because he is a fast, he start and his finish is just as fast, and I can't wait to see the Olympics because Noah Lyles is the guy that I want to see Oblique Seville take down. You
Okay.
gotta take him down a notch because I love to watch him when he run. He's a good runner, but cockiness for me is too much. I love him as an athlete, but he is too. They gotta shut him down a little bit. It's too much.
Okay, so you will have your pot cover out, Kansi.
I'm waiting there. I can't wait. I have it washed, shine, and it's in the cupboard waiting to take out. Can't wait. I started taking it out last night, but I was sleeping. And when I woke up and saw what I saw, I was like, oh my God, this kid really beat Noah Lyles in Jamaica.
Yeah,
And he's going to do it again.
well, we're hoping for the best, and we have the pot covers on standby.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
getting ready for that for sure.
The commentators, they're questioning him and asking him, how come we're not seeing you? And listen, his coach know what he's doing. He is
Definitely.
not going to expose him to something that he know is not good for him. And you see him today, yesterday, you might not see him again until Olympics. And I love that about Glenn Mills. I love the way he trained his people.
Yeah, I think that was
Don't
poor.
give
I
them
think that was poor
that's
on the.
overexposure.
Yeah, I think that was poor on the journalist part because the Oblique was
Yeah.
saying, injury and I'm just not able to. And then you were like, what? We don't see on the
And he just
circuit.
keep going
You
at it.
need to
Just
you
keep
need
going
to
at
be
it.
there with your and I'm like, that's poor.
Yeah.
I didn't like that too, Consi. I didn't like that.
Not everybody need to go to run in a different country. You run in Jamaica, you run with the United States, and if your coach decide that he don't want you to run, that's up to them. The media have nothing to do with that. And
Yeah.
personally, if that was me, I just say no comment. I just
Yeah,
walk away and switch it to something else.
yeah, it was very poor because I was like, the young man just ran the world leading time, and you're going back to talk about on the circuit after the young man is just telling you that, unfortunately injuries, and then you had to cause him to tell you again that, okay, I have usually when the Diamond League circuits are going on, unfortunately I'm experiencing, injuries. Like, it was just poor. Felt it was poor.
That time that he run yesterday, there should be no negative question to him. It's just cheers. That's it. Be
Yeah.
happy for him because this is his first big win against Noah Lyles.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure.
So all of that yesterday wasn't necessary.
I agree.
But you can't help them, it's the media. What are you gonna do with them?
I agree. And perhaps that person was new. I don't know. Like, it shows to me that lack of experience, not being
Exactly.
thoughtful. And I'm just wondering, like, of all the questions that you could ask, this is a line
This is
that
what you're asking.
yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't good for me.
Poor taste for me.
Yeah, it was like he's saying
It
that
was
Seville
short. Yeah.
is hiding from his competitors.
From the
Yeah.
world. Exactly.
So
It's not really he can want to run, but if his coach Glenn Mills decide that I'm not gonna put you out here to get injured and we have 2014, 2024 coming up Olympics, that I want you to go there and send a statement for Jamaica and for the world. That's not up to anybody to question. And I suspect that's what he's doing. He's gonna save him until the Olympics.
yeah, for sure. For sure. And
No,
I
no,
am not,
Lyles say
yeah.
when you see me coming next time, watch out.
Yeah, so we are looking out. I like the excitement, and that is what some Jamaicans are saying. Like, he was just there talking, so they were happy for the win for Seville. But I like the excitement because the excitement gets us excited to see what is going to happen too. So, like, I guess he's just that one that will talk, and so we'll see. But sometimes, as Jamaicans would say, action speaks louder than
Louder
words.
than words. Yeah, a little piece of excitement I have to share with you.
Yes.
My boy Justin Gatlin.
Yes.
That I never thought I would ever see. I had no idea that Justin Gatlin know the island of Jamaica. I know he knew about Jamaicans, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he knew the island of Jamaica. He
Mm-hmm.
was hanging out with us off of
Safa Powell.
Powell.
Yes, and having food.
I'm like, check this out. In my lifetime, I never thought I'd see that young man in Jamaica hanging out with us off of Powell's.
Yeah.
Because running against them, and he was just as cocky as Noah Lyles. Just as cocky and more. But I mean, I'm proud to see him down there mixing it up with the Jamaicans.
Yeah, and that is it, other day we were talking but not on the live, and we're saying that when you're a part of a social group, so athletes, they're going to be pretty much, if you go to an athletic event, you're going to see athletes, right? So they're kind of like the same social class. Politicians, same social class. Teachers, so when you think about that, who is going to be likely to be a friend of an athlete? Perhaps another athlete, and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it was good and refreshing to see them, and it speaks to the sport and a whole, in terms of what sports can do, in terms of bringing people together, in terms of even achieving peace, world peace. And so it was fantastic to see that after so many years of rivalry, I mean fierce competition,
Hmm.
we could see Gatlin having a meal at Asafa's home, and that's fantastic.
And Nesta Carter shows up. I was
Yes.
looking to see Bolt shows up.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
see
like,
Bolt.
where is Usain Bolt and where is Michael Frater? Bring back all the 2000, what is it, 2008? Um,
I
one
think.
what is it, the 4x1 relay team?
Oh, you're referring to the 4x1 with Carter, Freighter, I think
Frater and
Powell.
Bolt.
Yeah, yeah. So that was fantastic, very fantastic to see, and it was really nice, Kansi, really, really nice,
Yeah, I'm proud when I see stuff like that. I'm happy to see stuff like that.
for sure,
Not
for sure.
everybody dislike Jamaicans.
And vice versa, because sometimes people will think that Jamaicans, they don't
Jamaicans
like
don't like
Americans,
certain people.
and it's
Exactly.
and it's because of the competition. And this is the thing, like for example, when we had, I always speak about this, when we had Shelly and Elaine in one camp, I was always saying no, I don't like the idea of both athletes being in the same camp. And
Right,
even now with Elaine and Shelly, they said that they're training separately. So I don't know
right.
what is going on. But I feel that, as a coach, I don't know. It kind of take away. And I guess that you're working with varying athletes, and, again, that psychological thing, and it's human nature where you're going to wonder, is coach, giving me the right things or what I need to maintain my top position in the world? Like, sometimes you might question, I don't know. And that comes from a relationship of trust. And so, again, we'll definitely see, what will happen. And so I know, I believe you're a Elaine fan too. So would love
I'm
to.
a Elaine, a Shelley, a Sharika, and every Jamaican that run in Jamaica, I'm a fan of all of them. I love watching them.
Wonderful.
I watch track and field to watch my country run and win.
Wonderful.
And win
Wonderful.
or lose, I'm behind them 100, 100. I get disappointed when they lose. But if they lose and lose at a point where they get a PB or something,
Yeah.
it's not a problem for me. I know that the next time they will come back with something great. But I really think that having Elaine and Shelley in the same camp training individually is not a good idea. But for the relay team, I think Jamaica need to have a relay team, a relay camp
Camp.
where they train the relay team members at the camp, because going out there and running relay, yes, Jamaicans are fast runner, but if you're fast and you don't pass that baton on the right way, you're not gonna win the race.
Yeah, and that is something that we're going to talk about in another live, because I saw, I guess they put out some policies, and I want to compare it to what we had during World Championships to see if it's the same thing. So we're going to go there and just look at it and then see
Right.
what that looks like, because in terms of who goes to the relay pool, so that is something that we are going to look at in another conversation, I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep you. It was nice talking to you. I will continue listening to the podcast, and you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Kansi. You
And we
too.
will catch up again next weekend.
For sure. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for calling
Okay.
in.
Okay, sweetie. Have a good night.
You too. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So there you have it. Kansi, long time channel, member here of the Voices in Education. So, guys, welcome. Just have a few more minutes before we wrap this one up. So hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscription button, and let me just look in the chat here to see if I'm missing any comments. Not seeing that I'm missing any. So what I am saying here, we heard Noah's concern in the context of the gun, and so we got a very good comment here from Mats Morgan, and saying that it would be good or nice to hear if other athletes share the same views of Lyles regarding the start. So that is something that I am going to check, just to try and, I guess, go over social media, look at the athletes and what they're sharing, to see if anyone else has perhaps shared that in the context of the start. Well, so far Lyles is the only one that I've heard that from, to find out, because some people are saying is just an excuse, but it could be something that is valid, and I don't want to discredit. I didn't see the media following up on that too, but would love to see if there's anything more out there from other athletes in this context. So again, it was a big win for Seville, a big win for Jamaica on a whole, and a lot of Jamaicans now, they're more excited than ever just to see the men on the men's side, that Seville is stepping up and is ready to take this to another level. And so a lot of us, in terms of the track and field, the fans of the track, we are here and we are ready and waiting to see what the Olympic Games will bring. So we have the pot cover ready, and I guess we're now waiting to see what the women will do, because we want to see that we want to see that, right, in that context over on the women's side of things, to see who is ready to put up that challenge that we're expecting, who is going to challenge a Sha'Carri right now. And it's not over until it's over. And let me see, let's take this call here. Hello, caller, you're live. Let me see, let's take this. Caller, can you turn off your YouTube feed? Hello, caller.
Good evening.
You need to turn off your YouTube feed. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Can you turn off your YouTube feed, please?
I think I turned it off.
Okay, wonderful. How are you this evening?
I'm doing okay. It's a call from Guyana.
Oh, hello. Where are you in Guyana?
A British named and I'm still on the West Coast.
Okay, you're on the West Coast. So talk to us.
Yes, I'm just going to say I enjoyed the race with Oblique and Lyles.
Right.
And yes, I really enjoyed the Jamaicans. I'm very much a Elaine fan, a Sherry, and I'm happy to see Oblique doing well. And I just wish the Jamaicans well at the Olympics.
Wonderful. And if you don't mind, what is your name?
Sarita.
Sarita, wonderful. Thanks for calling. Is this your first time here?
First time calling in, but I normally want approval.
Okay, wonderful. We're happy that you called us. Really appreciate the call, Sarita. Really appreciate it. We have some fans from Guyana here for sure. So I guess you are one of those silent ones in the chat.
Yeah.
But really appreciate that. So I guess you're looking forward to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, and the Jamaica trials start from the 27th. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes, and we want to be here for that. So you can always, bank on us, and we want to ensure that we're bringing you all that excitement for sure in the context of the Jamaica trials. So yeah, we're here for the excitement, and we have our pot covers ready. I don't know if you're going to join the Jamaicans by getting your pot covers.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Wonderful. So when we call it
we make it to the final.
Okay, so Sarita, when we have the Olympics and we're here in Sarita, we're gonna be live, and you just call and you just start knock the pot cover, right?
Okay, I will.
Wonderful.
Okay, enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, you too, Sarita. Thank you so much for calling us.
Thank you.
All right, so always happy to know that we have supporters, right around the world. And this is why we keep this space a safe one where, persons, you come and, some persons will come here, and kind of just be silent in the chat trying to get a sense of the vibes that we have here and find out, is this a space where I can just open up myself to? And so we keep it safe and respectful, and we want to hear from everyone, right? So I know that perhaps when I go to Guyana and, I start to travel, so guys, let us continue to grow stronger together. I can remember that I have Sarita in Guyana, Roger in Guyana. So, so when we go there and when I stop over at Antigua there, I can say, Justin, well, Justin did promise me hotel and all these things, Justin, I don't forget. I don't forget, Justin, so I don't even worry about staying. I just gonna give you the date, and I guess you'll have everything arranged. But I really like that. So I guess Guyana, you say chicken curry, right? Chicken curry, perhaps. So when I come down to Guyana and I say, well, I want some chicken curry over Trinidad, me need the doubles, and Justin have accommodation ready already. So we're doing the things. So one step by step, we'll get there for sure. All right, so guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. All right, and we're going to do more live, so I suspect that perhaps tomorrow we'll be live again, and we'll be talking. We have some more to talk about, because today, if you were with us, the Diamond League, Sharika ran season best today there in Stockholm, Sweden. So that was something that a lot of persons had on their mind in terms of talking about Sharika. So we saw her improving today, and we want to look and see, because we're like 25 days now away from the start of the Jamaica trials. And I am telling you, that is perhaps going to be a very fierce one. We're going to see lots of competition there. And in terms of the top three for the 100, that's going to be one that we'll have to wait and see in terms of what happens. When you put like a Brianna Liston in that conversation, it's going to be epic. All right, so we don't want to miss that. So that is something that we want to follow up to the T, and I suspect that until that time we'll be bringing you updates as we get them, so that what is happening leading up to the trials. All right, so as I shared earlier today, the next Diamond League stop is going to be in Paris. Bonjour, comment ça va? All right, and so that will be on July 7th. All right, so the circuit is going to be on a little break for now, and that gives the athletes time to get ready for the trials, and so we'll see what happens there for sure. All right, and I believe I see something in the chat here, and Miss Lee, hope you don't beat the pot cover on the television. I'm coming right over here, come beat it. Justin, I'm going to make sure that I have the pot cover ready. Right? We can't have Olympic Games and have pot cover, man. Pot cover for the job. What you want me to beat for Shakari? Tell me. Because I know you're a Shakari fan, you know, Justin. Tell me what you want me to do for Shakari. Pot cover for the Jamaicans. What do you want me to do for the Americans? Because we balance over here, you know. We balance over here. And when we get we beating, Justin, we take we beating. But when we give we beating, we excited. We go out with ourselves. Alright. What's your top three from the 100 female in terms of the Jamaica trials, Justin? In terms of the Jamaica trials, I am going to go with the original three, you know. I'm going to go with Elaine, Shelly, and Sharika. If I see Brianna Liston disrupting that, then I am okay with that. My only concern with Liston, because Liston is doing very well, I would love to see Elaine again, but when I look at what Elaine posted the other day after losing, that is telling me something, because she put up the 3 times and the double. So to me, Elaine is saying even after she lost there that she's still going to get that. She's going for the 3-peat. That is a strong statement to make after losing a race. And I don't think she's into the business of trying to confuse, in terms of trying to confusing our fans, right? And so I'm going to go with the original 3. The next thing, guys, that I am going to explain in another live is that some of these athletes, they can apply for an exemption. And I suspect that perhaps that is going to be used, right? And so I am going to look out for that. And we want to have a conversation when I can share screen and do all that stuff to kind of go through that and let you know. So in the scheme of that, you know, sometimes people would say fear, not fear. I suspect that some of these athletes may apply for an exemption in 100 or 200. We'll see how that one goes. But if anyone is supposed to kind of disrupt the 3 once they are preparing for it, which I believe that everyone is doing at this moment, I would say it's going to be Brianna Liston. My only concern with Brianna Liston is that Brianna Liston is running on the NCAA circuit. And I am not really a fan of the circuit because I feel that, you know, athletes, they tend to get, you know, overworked. And, you know, I think, was it last season with Karaoke? I think she's a fantastic runner, but perhaps, you know, did too much on the circuit. Brianna Liston, I don't think she's 100% in terms of her fitness or in terms of injury and all that. And she's doing a lot on the circuit right now. So that, you know, makes me a little bit, you know, scared in that context. But, you know, I would say if anyone is supposed to disturb the top 3, the original 3, it would be Brianna Liston. Right? And with Shelly and Fraser not running the 200, perhaps Brianna Liston will get into that 200. All right, so that is something else that we need to look at, guys. Unlike the World Championships, the athletes do not have any bye, all right, in the Olympic Games. They have to go to the trials, right? For some countries, they don't have national trials because they don't have that, you know, number of athletes. And so in that context, right, in that context, it's different. They just need to meet that Olympic qualifying time, and then that works in that sense. All right. And so, all right, you want rolls for the special lady Jum. All right, Justin, we'll get that ready. Tell Elaine come represent Antigua track and field so she can be in Paris. Justin, don't worry yourself, man. I suspect that the two-time Olympic champion double must be doing something, and she's plagued with injuries. And you know, Elaine is a strong competitor, you know. Elaine is a strong competitor, and you know, if Elaine is at her peak and Sharika is at her peak, right? And let us say you have a Gabby, a Sharika, and a Elaine, you know, in a 200. I suspect that Elaine could push Sharika to the world record if Sharika comes off that curve before Elaine. Because you see, if Elaine comes off that curve before Sharika, I don't think Sharika is going to catch back Elaine, you know. I don't. Once Elaine is at her best, all right? And I know, Justin, you kind of explained to us in terms of performance peak and age peak. I don't know if we'll see that or if that's true to form in the context of what's going on with Elaine at this time, but we'll see. So, you know, as I said, I'm going to stick with the original tree and see what that is going to be different for the 200 though, but for the 100, perhaps the original tree. But I can take it if I see a Brianna Liston disturbing the tree, and that is something to talk about. But as I said, I suspect having good coaches and perhaps, you know, saying, you know, let us apply for an exemption, that perhaps might be on the card. I hear you, Justin. I see you. My sentence has a lot of commas, okay? We're listing a lot of stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, fantastic here. It's fantastic here to have you here, guys. And, you know, again, you know, track and field, the excitement is back. And, you know, lots of us will be talking for days. And until we see what happens at the USA trials and the Jamaica trials, I need to go and check out the dates for the USA trials, because we want to follow along with that as well. So those two for sure, we want to be keen on in terms of bringing you, you know, updates and letting you know, what's going on. So Justin, we'll ensure that we try to get you covered and see what is going to happen for sure. All right, guys, I think we can do better with the thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up before I close out. And I just want to thank you all for the support. Ensure that you're hitting the like button, subscription button, you know, share. So tell all the persons there in Guyana, all right, Sarita, especially the persons on the West Coast, tell them to come on over. And you know, we'll continue to grow stronger together. Well, they will do well, you know, Justin. But remember that in Jamaica, we still have some talents that are coming, and we can't ignore that. You know, we can't turn a blind eye to that, because some persons might just be super ready, like peak for the trials, and perhaps just go flat after that, right? And so that's another situation. So I suspect, as I said before, that perhaps we might see some exemptions, and who knows, we'll see how that goes. All right, so guys, I just want to say enjoy the rest of your evening. You know, blessings and love to everyone. Again, really appreciate all the support as we continue to grow stronger together. You know, we are here, and we'll be here for all the excitement for the rest of the track and field season, you know, bringing you all the highlights and, you know, all some important updates. I see a comment here. Royal King, welcome, and congrats to Seville. Make it possible To beat the world, I mentioned before, you have to be, I guess what, 9'8". And I believe Royal King, that based on his run last evening, easily, if he ran through, we could see a 9'7" there. So that is definitely fantastic there in the context of Seville for sure. All right, guys. So again, we're wrapping this one up. Thanks to the callers. So Kansi, big up yourself. Sarita, big up yourself. For the persons in the chat there, Justin, Mats Morgan, big up yourself. Kansi again there in the chat. Royal King. We really appreciate you guys coming over. So guys, Road to Olympics, we're going to have drum roll and pot cover. All right, so Justin is saying the drum for the Americans, and we know the Jamaican style. It's going to be pot cover. All right, so we'll have our pot covers ready. And for sure, yes, Miss Lee, I was waiting for you. Wonderful, Justin. I know you have me covered there. When we get to Antigua for sure, we Jamaican can beat the world, inspire, I guess, all the youth. We can win for sure. And I guess a big part of that too is just being a role model. And for the younger generation, whether in sports or otherwise, some of these athletes, if you should listen to their stories and how they make it to the world stage, you will just be there like, wow. And again, that human side that we don't often see or hear about, but fantastic. All right, guys, thanks again for all your love, all your support, and I will see you all in the next live. So blessings and love, everyone. Do not leave without hitting that thumbs up button. So close the X, right? Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscription button, support us as best as you can. If you want to get super in the chat, you can do that as well. Easiest ways is to like, subscribe, share. Tell somebody about the Voices in Education, and ensure that you turn on your post notification, all right? So that when we go live, you will get the updates from this space. All right, blessings and love, everyone. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next live. All right, bye-bye.